Oliver, and today we'll be talking about the state of the economy. To start, we will talk about unemployment. The current unemployment rate in the United States is 4.1%. This has considerably gone down in the last few years from its recent height of 14.9% unemployment in 2020. And what led to this unemployment rate, or the causes, would be COVID, which in 2020 allowed for people to get stimulus checks if they are unemployed and encouraged some people to get out of their job due to them being able to make money without working. There were also many businesses that went broke in 2020, causing many people to lose their jobs. Another reason is immigration. Immigration is another problem due to many people coming into the U.S. searching for the American dream. To acquire this dream, they need jobs. So many immigrants are coming in and taking jobs away from other American citizens, causing a higher unemployment. Seasonal employment is another reason. Many jobs are only available in the summer and make cuts once that busy period is over due to the businesses not needing as many workers. And then we have burnout and economic growth. Historically, unemployment, this is a little below the all-time average unemployment rate of 5.69%. So we're in a pretty solid position compared to the average unemployment that we've had in the United States. In comparison to other highs we have had in the past, I think the unemployment right now is not a huge problem, but something we definitely should make an effort to improve. Then now we'll be talking about GDP, or the current GDP is increasing at an annual rate of 3%. And currently, the economy is in a form of recovery, as you can see on the graph to the right. In 2023, quarter three, we were at a pretty high 4% rate, but that has dropped in the past two quarters, and now it has just began to start rising back up again. Um, to tell you more about what a recovery is a phase following recession where the economy begins to grow again, leading to improvements in employment and economic output or consumer spending. Our current growth rate of 3% is deemed very healthy. Typically, a growth rate around 2 to 3% is healthy for a mature economy like the one in America. That suggests sustainable growth without going into inflation. So it's a good amount of growth without going too high to cause inflation. If it were to be any higher, it would mean we have too much consumer spending and it could cause us to have a recession, as well as if it were too low, the threat of recession would become real. Next, we have inflation. The current inflation rate is 2.5%, and the inflation rate currently is a little too high, in my opinion, but it is currently on the decline. The ideal inflation rate for the economy, according to economists and the Federal Reserve, is 2%. So you can see we're a little bit above that. Since ours is still at 2.5%, it still needs to go down a little bit so that we can be in the target area. If the inflation rate stays on the decline, they do not need to do much of anything. But if it were to stop declining, what they could do to make it continue to decrease is interest rate cuts. They do this by lowering interest rates to encourage borrowing and spending, therefore stimulating the economy. And lastly, we have the U.S. account. The U.S. current account balance is currently negative $266.79 billion. That's a lot of money. Um, we're in, like it says, the U.S. is experiencing a massive deficit. Um, we as people who live in the United States typically all live beyond our means. We are a strong economy that demands a ton of foreign goods, not only for our high end lifestyles, but to continue our advancements and stay one of the powerhouse countries in the world like we have been for the past 200, 100 years. Our current account balance is obviously bad for the United States. With our account balance being as low as it is not sustainable. Our lifestyles are not sustainable. With an account balance being this low, it fuels overconsumption rather than investments and will lead to the economy crashing and burning. So we really need to find a way to fix our account balance to get it farther out of the negatives, closer to the positives. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much wraps up how the economy is in the United States.